Welcome back, Trader Troops. So Bitcoin, are we in for a second wave lower, or is this the official bottom? In this video, I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to run you down through my technical analysis, tell you where I think it's going, where I think it's headed, and why. If that sounds good to you, all I ask in return is a quick smash of that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon so you never miss another post, because I do post in real time, so it's very easy to miss these updates unless you're part of the Trader Troops, aka smashing that bell notification icon. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Let's go and check out the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, because there actually is something very important going on here. Okay, if we take a look on the weekly chart and we look at the RSI, we're going to see that RSI has just recently bounced at that 50 level. If you don't know, that midpoint or the 50 level on the RSI actually acts as a level of support for uptrends. Okay, if you don't know, uptrends can only be sustained usually when RSI is above 50, and it works for the other way as well. Downtrends are usually only sustained if you can maintain below 50 on the RSI. So the fact that we are bouncing at this 50 level here is actually a sign of a potential bull continuation to the upside. It's too early to tell just yet. We also do have this massive spike lower, which does obviously give us some momentum to the downside. But nonetheless, just the fact that we are seeing some buying pressure coming in at the midpoint on the weekly RSI tells us that we could be in for a bottom. All right, so we're going to drop down to a daily time frame, and what we're going to see on the daily time frame is that we have a few things going on here. Okay, first of all, obviously we had that massive liquidation event, that black swan event, where we saw Bitcoin down 20% in one day, and that bottomed out roughly right around $42,000 a coin. In the last video or the stream, we said that this is an area that probably represents an extreme point in price, because this is what happens when you have a mass liquidation. So this price down in here, $42,000 a coin, can only be achieved through a lot of selling, right? So it's unreasonable for us to assume that we should go back down to 42,000 at least in the near future, because that was only achieved through the help of mass liquidations. And once you liquidate people's Bitcoin, you can't liquidate it again, right? It's back into the market. Everybody got cleared out. So that is a good sign. Now, we also see that we were holding this level, or have been holding this level of support between $49,000 and $47,000 a coin. And that was just this little reaction zone we see over here. And this is just a general area where Bitcoin has reacted in the past. Okay, a very small level, but nonetheless, it has been holding. We also have a Fibonacci retracement to watch out for, and that is going to be the 382 Fibonacci retracement, okay? Because we also see that we are now back into this previous level of support, now becoming resistance. That's why it is red, right? Red for resistance. Okay, we're going to take a look. You can see that this is an area where Bitcoin has seen some pretty violent reactions in the past. That's why we call them reaction zones. And not to mention, we also have that 382 right next to this previous high back in September of this year. Okay, those two are coming right next to each other, which is not a great sign. Definitely going to be a big level of resistance to watch out for. Now, let's drop down to a lower time frame, like the 4-hour chart, to see if we can find out whether this level of resistance is going to hold or not. The first thing that we're going to see on the 4-hour time frame is that RSI is now trading above 50, which again is a sign that we could be in a potential uptrend. So we have that going for us right now. We also have a retest of that 50 level, so we're going to have to watch that closely, see if that 50 level can hold or if we break back below it. But for right now, that is a good thing. Now, what we're also going to see in the price action is that we saw this massive spike into this level of resistance, followed by very small candles. Okay, so we had the buyers come in, they bought, and then as soon as we entered this level of resistance, you can see the difference in price action. The buyers begin to struggle a little bit, the sellers are starting to sell. Now, there is some good news here, and that is the fact that if we were going to hold this level of resistance, the sellers would have done it in a much faster way, right? We would have rejected immediately, but that's not the case. What we're seeing is, first of all, we had this small candle here after this large candle. Okay, so that is buyers beginning to slow down, followed by a red candle, meaning that the sellers are beginning to win. But then that is followed by a relatively large green candle, which tells us that the buyers were able to overpower those sellers, and that tells us that the sellers are beginning to waste their money. Okay, they're not being efficient with their money. If they were efficient, we would see a very quick reaction. But we're seeing that the buyers are putting up a fight, which makes the sellers waste their money, which tells us that if we drop down to a smaller time frame like the 1-hour chart, yes, we probably should expect this level of resistance to hold for now, because we clearly see that the sellers are coming in, right? You can see that in the price action through the very tiny candles. That tells us that it's not easy for the buyers to push price higher. The sellers are coming in, right? So we probably should expect a short-term holding of this level of resistance, but we should also expect a continuation on the buying side of things in the short term once we finish that pullback. And where's the most likely area for us to pull back into for Bitcoin? It's going to be right back into these previous highs, right around 49,700 and 49,200. So those previous highs should act as a level of support. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we had to pull back just a little bit in the short term, and then the buyers come right back in and begin to push price higher and above that level of resistance. So we're going to have to monitor all of this very closely. If we don't get that pullback and we just skyrocket through, that'll be great. But for right now, I am expecting a small pullback or at least some consolidation on Bitcoin's price before we can achieve anything much higher. And if we go deeper into this level of resistance, we may begin to find stronger selling. We'll have to update you guys when that happens, okay? And of course, I will keep you guys updated, so make sure to smash up that like button and subscribe and hit that bell notification icon if you're new. Also, if you want to learn everything that I know about trading and improve your own trading, check out the Measuring Markets program, link in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.